Did you know a stream after the rain can be dangerous? The muddy water can wash everything away. But for someone who understands nature, it's a different story, because this very current can actually help you survive. A girl appears beside a small stream. After the rain, the current flows unusually strong. Instead of staying away, she steps right into it. It seems she has spotted something. Her eyes constantly observe the direction of the flow, because only an exact location will succeed. If she chooses wrong, all her effort will be washed away, and she has no intention of letting it go to waste. She begins gathering bamboo sticks nearby. At a glance, no one knows what she plans to do, but every stick is placed with purpose. She isn't trying to block the rushing water. She wants the current to work for her. That's the interesting part of the plan. The gaps slowly begin to narrow. The water gradually changes direction as she wants, but just as everything is going smoothly, a bamboo stick is suddenly knocked loose by the water. Just one mistake, and the whole plan could collapse. She immediately rushes to hold the frame tight. The water repeatedly surges against her hands. Yet she has no intention of giving up, because the real trap hasn't been set yet. And what she prepares next is what's truly noteworthy. From her bag, she pulls out plastic baskets. This is the final piece of the puzzle. Placement isn't easy in midstream. One careless move, and the basket gets swept away. She needs to find a spot where the current weakens. Then, she slowly lowers the basket into the water. The current instantly pounds against its sides. She grips it firmly, waiting to see what happens. 1 second passes, then a few more. The basket remains standing against the rush. The initial setup seems to be a success. However, this is only the beginning. Because she still doesn't know what the water will bring down, she continues setting up more bamboo sticks outside. This time, the goal isn't just to direct the water. She is slowly sealing off every exit route. Each gap is narrowed down a bit more. The water is forced to flow in the intended direction. But nature doesn't give in so easily. A sudden powerful surge of water rushes down. The entire bamboo frame instantly shakes violently. She quickly turns back to check every support point. If this structure collapses, it's all over. She can't let her hard work wash away down the stream. So, the bamboo sticks are secured even tighter. She makes use of the rocks and branches around her. Every piece becomes part of the design. After a few tense minutes, the frame stabilizes. Yet, she still keeps her eyes fixed on the water, because the second trap hasn't been set yet. She grabs another basket from beside her, and this time, the placement is even more crucial. Set it too high, and the water will sweep it away. Set it too low, and the plan becomes meaningless. She pauses to observe the flow once more. Then, she suddenly picks a spot right next to the bamboo frame. Perhaps this is the exact spot she's been waiting for. The basket is slowly lowered into the current. Immediately, water rushes through the small gaps. This time, the basket doesn't budge at all. She has just found the perfect balance point. Now, the plan truly begins. Water from upstream continuously pours downward. Everything in the current has to pass right through here. She doesn't need to chase after anything. All she needs is to patiently wait on the water. That's the beauty of this approach. Instead of fighting nature, she works with it. But waiting is never an easy task, especially when you don't know what's coming. She keeps looking back toward the basket. Inside, the water continues to churn without stopping. At first, nothing seems to change. Yet, she decides not to check it right away. Perhaps she wants to give the current a bit more time, and that choice quickly turns out to be important. A tiny movement suddenly appears inside. She immediately leans down to take a closer look. However, the water is too murky to see clearly. Has something been caught in the trap? She doesn't seem to want to take risks just yet. If lifted too early, everything might escape. So, she returns to inspect the bamboo frame. A few branches have been shifted out of place by the water. Even the smallest opening can prove dangerous. She instantly uses more branches to plug the gap. Now, the path ahead grows narrower and narrower. The water is forced to surge straight into the trap. This is the moment she's been waiting for. Suddenly, a bamboo stick shakes violently again. She quickly secures it before it's too late. This time, the current is stronger than she expected. In just a few seconds, the frame could burst open. She puts all her weight into driving the stick down deep. The battle between her and the current begins. On one side is relentless force. On the other, patience and calculation. Finally, the bamboo stick holds firm again. She breathes a sigh of relief, but there's no time to rest. Because right now, the trap is showing signs of activity. The water surface inside suddenly shifts unnaturally. She immediately rushes back to her original spot. This time, she waits no longer. She slowly reduces the surrounding flow. A few bamboo sticks are pulled aside. The current instantly weakens a bit. This is her opportunity to check. She grips the basket rim firmly with both hands, then slowly lifts it out of the water. Water begins draining out through the tiny slits. And what lies inside is gradually revealed. It seems that her patience has paid off. She quickly inspects every little corner, leaving nothing caught behind unchecked. What remains inside catches her attention. At the very least, the trap worked as intended. Yet, she doesn't dismantle the system just yet, because the water is still flowing strong. And who knows, another surprise might be on its way. She places the basket back into position. This time, everything is secured even firmer. She now understands the system's weak points. With every setback, the design improves. That's how survival works in the wild. No plan is perfect from the start. What matters is knowing how to adapt in time. She lets the current keep working. In the meantime, she checks the surroundings. Drifting branches continue to wash down endlessly. They could wreck the trap at any moment. She constantly clears them away from the frame. A task that seems simple, yet demands real effort, because the stream gives her no rest. Turn away for a second, and everything could change. Just then, another surprise unfolds. There's new movement inside the basket. This time, she notices it right away from a distance. She rushes back to the stream's edge, and begins checking the trap once again. Before lifting it, she pauses. Perhaps there's still something inside she doesn't know about yet. A few extra seconds of waiting could make all the difference. She decides to trust in patience. The water continues pouring through the trap. Then finally, she starts her check. The basket is lifted with great care. Water drains out, revealing the results inside. This time, she seems even more pleased than before. What needed to be caught didn't wash away. The simple trap ultimately proved its worth. Out of a few bamboo sticks and a small basket, she built a truly remarkable system. However, the work isn't fully finished yet. Now comes the time to pack things up piece by piece. First, the catch is retrieved. Next, she checks the entire trap area. Nothing is left behind in the current. She begins taking down the bamboo sticks as well. Each one has successfully served its purpose. The stream that was once her biggest challenge has now become her greatest asset. And that is the most fascinating part. Survival isn't always about brute force. Sometimes, understanding nature matters far more. She continues dismantling the rest of the frame. The area by the stream slowly clears out. Everything returns nearly to how it was. Only the stream keeps flowing without pause. Looking back, the plan started with a simple observation. She noticed where the water was concentrating. From there, a small idea slowly took root. And step by step, that idea turned into reality. Not everything went smoothly along the way. There were moments when the frame almost broke apart. There were moments when the plan had to change. Yet, she didn't give up halfway through. And ultimately, patience delivered results. The story by the stream gradually comes to a close. Yet the lesson it leaves behind remains intact. In nature, everything follows a rule. Keen observation helps us spot opportunities. Patience gives our plans time to work. And adaptability lets us overcome hardship. That is what truly matters in survival. It isn't always the strongest who prevails. Those who understand their surroundings hold the real advantage. The girl leaves the stream after many hours. Behind her, the water continues to flow endlessly. The forest settles back into tranquility, as if nothing had ever happened. Yet just minutes ago, this place was completely different. It was a challenge full of surprises, and the ground where an idea was proven. Using nothing more than the simplest tools, she harnessed the power of nature itself. No machinery or complex gear required. Just keen observation and an understanding of the current. Sometimes, survival skills start just like that. A tiny detail that most people overlook. An idea that seems remarkably simple. Yet applied at the right time and right place, it can yield astonishing results. And today's survival journey ends right here. Yet nature still holds endless surprises ahead.